If last night's election results got you down, well, you weren't alone. In fact, the Canadian immigration site actually crashed because so many people were trying to look into how they can leave the country. I believe we have the image of that site when it went down. There you go. Our online services are currently down. System-generated error code, one of the worst screens you could possibly read. This is a common theme, Cenk, that I think we should talk about people wanting to leave the country. If Trump gets elected, I want to leave the country. But a larger question we need to ask is, would Canada have us? And, you know, a poll released Tuesday shows the overwhelming majority of the nation is opposed to easing immigration policies in the event of a Trump victory, which did in fact happen. The poll conducted by Main Street Research and Post Media Network, Inc. So a lot of people have joked about this. You see a lot of celebrities are saying, if Trump wins, I'm moving to Canada. I believe Bryan Cranston even said he was moving to London. A lot of people have said this, and now we're going to have to see if anyone will really follow through on their word. Do you think we'll see this happen?
Well, no, what I love is that we are the Canadians Mexicans. So they're like, hey, we don't want you guys. So they're going to build a beautiful wall. Oh, no, they're going to make us pay for it. So, but hey, my good friends up in Canada, my slow brother, but the people trying to get to Canada after Trump wins are the good guys. It's not like those, the guys wearing the Confederate hats who are like, oh yeah, Trump won, man. I got to go to Ottawa.
Okay, but don't you think it's maybe sort of a cheap way out? Because what I like about sort of the feeling around the office today is people were down. It's somber. No one wanted Trump here, as far as I know, to win. But there is also sort of a resilience around here that we're going to fight this, and we are going to get more involved in the process and, you know, raise awareness for the policies that we support and just make this a quick 4 years and do what we can to raise hell, you know? I think that the people that are trying to immigrate to Canada, the people that are really following through on this, that indeed crashed the website, I understand their sentiment. However, it seems like you're fleeing. You're not fighting, you're flighting.
Yeah, and that's not how we roll here. We call this place Rebel Headquarters. So if you're a rebel, you want to fight back, you come here. And so we're going to fight like hell. I know who Trump is, and I know what he's going to do. He is incompetent. I know it for a fact. I've studied his whole career, unfortunately, because of this election, every nook and cranny of every business deal he's done, right? And he is incompetent through and through. He is going to bungle so many things, create so many messes. And in 4 years from now, we are going to rout him. And Grace, you will be hard-pressed to find anyone who will admit to voting for Donald Trump 4 years from now. Remember when George Bush was leaving? So now, he had 2 terms, right? In the beginning of his second term, he dipped in his popularity because he's a bungler. He's a serial bungler, right? And so, and I remember there was a Meet the Press that I watched back in the day with Tim Russert before he passed away. And they all started talking about the narrative of comeback. Like George Bush is going to come back. I'm like, based on what? They just made it up. They just made it because, it goes up and it goes down. And now it's the time for a narrative that we invented in the mainstream media that he's going to come back. And I wrote a piece on Huffington Post saying, no, he's never going to come back because he doesn't have it in him. Okay, the people who can come back have the capability to. And Bush doesn't. Trump is worse than Bush. So we're going to fight against him. Yes, he will cause a tremendous amount of damage in this next 4 years, but we will beat him. And by the way, that's why I called this Rebel Headquarters, because a lot of folks will run. I don't mean to Canada as like this story, right? I'm talking about the mainstream media. You will be shocked at how compliant they are. There's a giant discussion today about Van Jones said that this election was a white lash. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh my God, that is unacceptable. How can you use the word white like that? Like, of course it was a white lash, but that's like the mildest thing you could say. So if that's the kind of milquetoast stuff they're doing and you want to fight against Trump, you come right here. You become part of us, tytnetwork.com/join. Then you build an independent media. You fight back against Trump. You want to get money out of politics? You want to fix the system itself? wolf-pac.com/revolution. An amendment to get money out of politics, that's the revolution. That's what we do at Rebel Headquarters. So hell no, I love you, Canada, but no, we're not going to Canada. We're going to stay right here and fight. We need independent media to make sure that we hold corporate media accountable. The people that can make that happen is you. You make the Young Turks possible. tytnetwork.com/join. Join us. Be the revolution.